This is Master Lama Rasaji, and this is our Saturday edition of Rasaji Speaks. So happy that you could join us. I hope you've had a wonderful week. It's not too late to sign up for Master David's morning live class. It's a neat energy. He does a lot of the Tai Chi form in there. So excited about you being able to do that. That is 9 o'clock Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's subject matter is sacred spaces, enhancing your home with Feng Shui. So when I went to Tibet many moons ago, a few months ago, I remember talking to Lamaji, Mahamaster Boyang, and I said, Feng Shui's a big buzz now in America and in the Northwestern Hemisphere. And he says, I'm not surprised. And he said, why? He said, because people are more interested over there in their things than they're interested in the Feng Shui of their body. See, if we were to say the Feng Shui of our body, or what Jesus referred to as temple, right? We would probably then say Tai Chi Gung. So maybe the Tai Chi Gung of our homes is the Feng Shui. And you can kind of see how they do a figure eight, almost like the dragon behind me is coming to the end of his cycle. The snake definitely does the figure eight, and in 25, it will be arriving on the ground. When you look at the ancient pagodas in China, they were not circular for no reason. Circular buildings produce more of a 4D vibration than a 3D vibration. That's why in our lamasery, probably about 60+% of the ceiling will be a circular iridescent dome. Like the Light Center in Black Mountain, North Carolina, in America, outside of Asheville, North Carolina. Same. Bucky Fuller, Westminster Fuller designed a lot of them in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Why? Why, when you go into a building, one of the things to do, even if the building is built more rectangular, is that you never want the ideal wall to be more than about 8 foot in any direction. And then you want a joint in there that can produce almost like a hexagon kind of shape. And then you want to round those corners. And notoriously with vases, things that makes the energy, the way the energy travels, when it hits a corner, it kind of drops. So you want to round those corners so that the energy continues to spin. And of course, if something is shaped like a hexagon or circular in nature, the chi honors what it does in nature, which is exactly the same thing we see happening in a tree. If I'm looking at the inside of a tree, I see the rings around the tree. Horticulture person can determine a lot the age of a tree by the number and the space of the rings between. But what does the ring really identify in the trunk of the tree? It's the outward manifestation of the flow of chi, of energy, the chi, and the circle of chi, or Tai Chi Gung. So that's the same thing with Feng Shui, arranging things. Also, Feng Shui is referred to in the lamasery action of things. In other words, taking things off of the column exercise and putting them into place, right? In alignment. When your action and your thoughts are in alignment, and as they come closer and closer together, produces a higher frequency. The more we put action to our thoughts, especially to our assertive thoughts, the more things begin to shape themselves up. So the arrangement of things are really important, is what we're saying, and how the chi flows honors that arrangement. But also the action level is so important. A lot of people get stuck. There's a conflict with a lot of people, especially early on their spiritual journey. Of course, the unconscious, there's a constant conflict, right? But there's a tug, if you will, to what is going on. And that tug is that it's not in alignment. In other words, 5, 4, and 3D, there's a mismatch. It happens a lot in several areas. What is the mind and the emotions doing with the energy that's trying to be funneled from 5D to 3D? Your course of action and your specific intention of action makes a world of difference. If you're in alignment, that's even honoring the Lord's Prayer on earth through us as it is in heaven. On earth as it is. That is a Feng Shui statement. And in this age of the Dark Power Yuga, right now, that is the most important thing. Remember, the quickest path to God realization is fall in love with his creation, beginning with you when you look in the mirror. The other way, and they honor each other, is put action to your thoughts. That's what brings up the emotional, psychological resistance we have. The more that we do it, the more empowerment that we have, the more we raise the frequency doing it. So you will see as we build the retreats, as we build the ranches, you will see us altering existing structures to complement Feng Shui. And the new buildings that we will be building will more honor Feng Shui. Also, the arrangements of things. When I was still dancing professionally, a stage manager was huge, like a Robert Hale example. If he knew exactly how to place the things on stage that best support the scene, whether it was a musical, whether it was a drama theater production, whether it was a ballet. Even in the ballets, we were telling stories constantly, and things and props placed in the right place made a big difference. The audience could connect the energy based on how we would interact in the things that a stage manager and his team or her team would arrange. It's even more important in your home or a place of worship. Think about it, right? So in your left drawer, there should be things that you want to receive. If you want to receive money or silver or gold, it's a good thing to consider doing that. Another feng shui thing to do is have mirrors in your homes facing in directions of things you want to reflect. It's what a mirror does, right? It reflects. That being the case, it's not advisable if you have trouble sleeping at night to have mirrors in the room where you rest. Because as your energy is going in and out of your body, it's bouncing off that mirror. It could cause unrest, right? Mirrors in a wellness center are going to be really powerful because the wellness centers will be building the chi. And as the chi is being built, it'll be reflected that higher frequency, right? We see that happen just in the walls in an ascension tour. So in our wellness centers, as we move forward, you will definitely see us begin to feng shui our existing buildings and eventually build buildings that are pure and more pure feng shui. The arrangements of things, the structure of things, and the alignment of these things is very important in the science and the spiritual art of feng shui. One of the big forepaws was, imagine the country that the science of feng shui came from thousands of years later creates a wall around its country. A wall that was closed, continually closed. What do you think that signal is sending to the world? Well, it was the beginning of the wall, and the wall created the fall of China. It'll be interesting to see if China evolves in the next several centuries, what will happen to that wall. The very least thing that should happen to that wall is put patterns in the wall, open up sections in the wall to allow the qi to flow like water. Kind of makes sense, right? Since the qi is supposed to flow and not supposed to be blocked. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to check out Master David's class. Be a blessing to someone this weekend that they can't quite be that blessing to themselves. Love you guys much. Keep our Heavenly Father as close to you as his heartbeat, and keep your Divine Mother as close to you as your breath. God be with us all. Love you much. Take care.